Hi everyone, it's Justin here, Voices for Voices. Thank you for watching or listening. Whether you're here in the United States or across the world, we greatly appreciate you spending time with the Voices for Voices family. We kindly ask that you give us the big thumbs up, like, follow, subscribe, share, reshare, repost, word of mouth. The Voices for Voices podcast and TV show. Greatly appreciated. If you're able to, it's not a requirement. All those are free to do. So we greatly appreciate that. Helps us get closer and closer to reaching and helping at least 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond. And if you're able to and you want to, we are a 501(c)(3) nonprofit charity here in the United States. Any donation at lovevoices.org, 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 or the Cash App or Venmo. All those are tax deductible federally here in the United States. If you purchase any of our books, the same goes with that as well. And we are just so thankful to have you with us here today. It's been a pretty long week here, as most of the weeks are, but in a good way. Been able to spend some extra time with family before I guess the school kind of starts, I guess is the way to say it. And so it's always a blessing to be able to be with family and do the best that I can and that we can together as a human race. So uh, we are here to talk about hard topics, easy topics, and all topics in between. And we don't have a show, we don't have an organization if it wasn't for you watching and listening. So thank you so very much. And uh, if you even if you have your phone out, if you're watching or listening, or if you don't, maybe you can pull it out and share the Voices for Voices podcast with maybe 25 or 50 of your contacts. And we have over 550 episodes. So we have quite the catalog that you can look through. And so, welcome to everyone who is watching and listening for the first time, and welcome back to those who have been with us from the beginning and have seen or heard our shows in the past. We thank each and every one of you. And we do spend, what, 5 minutes, talking about that, but it's so true. We don't want to take anything for granted because today we're here, tomorrow we might not be. So we're doing the best we can with the time we're given on Earth. And that involves uh, sharing content, stories, experiences with as many people as we can. Goal is to help as many people, to hopefully be relatable to a lot of people, to help people maybe go get help. And you don't even have to call it help. Just go talk to somebody. I just got finished with one of my um, one of my team's appointments, and it's it always turns out this way where it's like journaling, but without the pen and the pencil. Like I'm journaling right now, but I'm speaking and sharing. That's the journaling that I do. We all do things a little bit differently, and that's the cool part about us as human beings that we're able to do that in our own unique way. Some of us similar, some of us different, but we're all human beings. And having the respect, you will never hear threats, anything like that, coming from Voices for Voices, anything related to Voices for Voices. We don't believe in it. We don't think it's right. We don't think it's humane to talk that way and to share in that manner. And so we just ask that uh, you uphold that as well for you and those that you lead. So it is winding down summer. It's it's really gone pretty fast. We've had, as I mentioned, a lot of days that are just so hot that the safe part is if you're able to stay cool and to stay inside as much as possible. Uh, and so I think there was so much of that that lasted for days, and I think there was maybe like a 2 week span that it it uh it lasted for at one period, one point in time. But it's again, grateful to be alive, grateful to be here, to talk, to share, to laugh, to cry, to love, to uplift. That's what we're here for. It's just such an amazing time to be alive because we're so interconnected. We talk about how far distance wise our podcast and TV show goes. It goes all over the world. It's really remarkable in the year 2026 that we're able to talk, we're able to share, and we can touch lives in ways we never could have dreamed about. Uh, I mean, I guess we could have dreamed about it. Uh, growing up, we're busy playing with friends and sports and those types of things that we were we really weren't thinking about as much of the future. The future I thought I had was a professional baseball player, football player, astronaut, basketball. I mean, you name it, that's where I felt that I was going to land when I grew up, and none of the above happened, or none of the below happened. And so you probably wonder like what makes you get up in the morning? What makes you want to do what you do? Some of our shows are better than others, I guess. Uh, but that's just like being human. Like sometimes we do things really good, sometimes we don't. And that's okay. There's no problem with that at all. We're able to overcome a lot by ourselves. But with my mental health, with your mental health, with everybody's mental health, and health in general, we can't do it all on our own. We can try. Trust me, I tried. I tried and tried and tried. But until you have like a team, behind you, football's coming up. And so if there were no coaches and it was just the football team, it would it would be pretty wild out there. But to have your teammates, that's helpful. But also you want to have those coaches that are able to impart their experiences, their wisdom on each player and help during games, help during practices, help during scrimmages. And I feel mental health, as well as all health, by having a team approach, we're able to, I don't want to say get through hard times easier. We're able to I guess, manage better. So it doesn't mean that all the stress, all the anxiety, all that goes away. But by managing it, it is okay, I'm feeling really anxious, I'm really nervous. Whether we know something's going on, whether we don't know, whatever that may be, if we're feeling that way, we look at, well, what can we do to help go in the opposite direction, to help lower stress, lower that volume on the anxiety. And so by having a team with us is one of the ways that it helps from a professional standpoint, having our best interest in mind. Again, I've tried going at it alone, and are we still going to have days where we feel alone and they're going to be hard? Absolutely. Doesn't make life a walk in the park every single day. Very few days, I would say, does it feel like things are going in a great direction. And so if you're able to find find a psychiatrist, forget about the name of what a psychiatrist is. Forget what the word therapist means. Those are just titles. Like in football, there's head coach, assistant coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterback coach, receiver coach. There's all these coaches when we're talking about this football example that they're all pulling together. So while a coach may be a specific position coach, like a wide receiver coach, the wide receiver coach needs to understand what the quarterback coach, like what to expect. Like, are we going to be doing a lot of passing plays? I'm talking about American football here, by the way. I should have said that at the outset for our Aussie friends and others. So everybody's got to do their thing separate, but they got to also do it together. And that's where the players, they do things separate. They individually have different jobs to do, different plays, but then they also have to come together and they have to block the other team. from getting the ball or vice versa. So it is critical to have each of our mental healths at the best level that it can be. Nothing's perfect, nobody's perfect. So we can't expect our mental health or other health to be perfect because it's not. It's just not going to be. We just have to try our best with the tools that we're given, with an opportunity to see a psychiatrist, to see a therapist. What's the worst that can happen? I remember at the beginning for me in 2017 when it was becoming increasingly clear that I needed a lot of mental health help, that I couldn't do everything on my own. And I had an expectation that I could, and I was wrong. And so we're allowed to say, I was wrong. We're also able to say I was right. I feel better. I feel worse. I'm happy. I'm sad. Well, all these different emotions come and go and come and go. They don't last. I may feel down at this very moment, and then maybe the next moment something happens that's positive and go, oh, this is incredible. I know that happened yesterday for me in a couple ways. The one I will discuss is, we have this is episode 560. So we have 560 episodes, not 56, not 60, but 560 episodes now. So I invite each and every one of you that's watching, listening right now to go back, download all the other episodes. I guarantee you're going to find a ton of episodes that when you have some free time that you're going to want to watch or listen. Same thing goes for your contacts, the people that you share the Voices for Voices podcast and TV show with. They're going to find so many different episodes, both with guests and without. This is my form of journaling. And it's something that I'm glad I'm doing. I'm glad I got started. And so yesterday I got some good news from a potential guest on our show that we've been hoping and praying that we would be able to connect and be able to put something together to share. Because I can't do this alone. Our organization, We can't do this alone. It's through the awesome people like you, your contacts, your friends, family, teammates, co fellow coaches, co-workers, what have you. That's what's brought us here. We don't have a show if we don't have you. We don't have an organization if we don't have you. So that's why we say thank you so much. Because anybody who thinks that it's all because of them, that that's just sounds like the ego's in there a lot. Might be a decent chunk of the reason, but it's not the whole thing. And so I think just by being transparent and sharing, some don't like that we share a lot. I I don't know how else to be. If we're voices for voices, I need to be a voice for me and others. You need to be a voice for yourself and others. And that comes in different shapes and sizes and different times of the year. Some for long episodes, some for short episodes. It's just all about having faith that what we're doing is making a difference. And I can just feel it. I can feel we're making a difference. We're making a positive difference across the world. I couldn't fathom that at the beginning of our organization. It's a huge goal and we had, but it's another to actually execute and make it happen. And so for all the days that I've wanted to just not do an episode and just for one reason or another, I miss an opportunity to come into somebody's life and say, it's okay. Start small. My students say, we look at your profiles, LinkedIn from the professional side and it looks like overbearing, overwhelming. And I tell my students and I tell you and anybody else that's listening and watching, you have to start somewhere. I didn't just wake up and go, oh, wow, this is episode 560. It's been a long time. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of money that I've spent out of pocket. And God keeps putting these nuggets of opportunity near me, in front of me, beside me, sometimes a little bit in the rearview mirror. That this is what I'm here for. This is why I'm still alive. Maybe episode 560 is maybe that finishes my work on Earth. I don't know. I don't know when my time is going to come. I don't know a lot of people that know that. I don't I'm just speaking for myself. So I want to make the biggest difference that I can during the short amount of time I have left. Because we all don't know when it can be. It could be tonight, tomorrow, in a day, 10 minutes, 30 seconds. We don't know. And so we don't have to play God. We can just we can just be ourselves. And this feels good being able to do this podcast, this show, to lead the Voices for Voices organization, mythical creatures around the world. So many other ventures that some are more in the works than others. Some are at different points in the in the project. If a project takes 6 months, some are an episode, some are in, the fourth month, some are in the first, some are 2 days before getting started. So all we can do is just be ourselves. Sounds corny, sounds cheesy, sounds basic. Again, I'm not here to try to sound smarter than anybody at all. I'm just here to talk about things I've been through that might be something or some things that you've been through or others. And again, I've already helped somebody. I've helped myself by doing this this form of journaling in the form of a podcast and TV show. And so you're here for a purpose. You're here for a reason. What is that reason? Or what are those reasons? Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's not. For me, it wasn't. I went a lot of years of my life thinking, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. If you had asked me 10, 15 years ago about this, I probably have been not laughing and like ha ha ha, like not like that. I've just been like, no way. There's no way we're gonna have 560 episodes. There's no way we're gonna be reaching over 115 or so countries. There's no way we're gonna be reaching thousands of cities, provinces, territories, states, countries. It's just incredible. And so if I wasn't meant to do this, I wouldn't be doing this. It's not a time filler. It's when I have time, I'm like, okay, this is when I need to do it. This is when we need to, get things scheduled, get things put together. Just like with our guests. Find out when there's a mutual time, mutual date, and we do the episode or episodes, and then we get them out as quickly as possible. There's some that we may hold on to for a period of time, But for the most part, I'm like, let's get this out. We gotta get this is gonna help so many people. We gotta do it. Let's get this out. Let's get this edited. Let's get this put together. Let's get the title. Let's get the description. Let's get the hashtags. You know, that's what that's what I'm talking about. I'm very impatient, as I've said. You've watched me say, you listened to me say. One of the things that happen in the snap of a finger, it's not always the case. And sometimes, a lot of times, is because there's something bigger and greater than what we could ever fathom or ever imagine. So you don't have to be a believer in God, but I gander to say that you probably look up to some higher power, whatever the name is, or whether that's a role model you look up to, a mentor. You know, we're all just trying, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to live. I mean, let's call it what it is. We're just trying to live. Like Maslow's hierarchy of need, like we need shelter, we need food, we need clothing, we need water. There're just certain things. If we don't have that, if I don't have that, I can't do a show or shows. We've got to have those bare necessities. And it breaks my heart every time I see somebody on the side of the street that is in need of those basic necessities. And I just breaks my heart that I'm not able to help those individuals. I saw one of those individuals yesterday, had a dog. I'm not here to judge what somebody's choices were, why they're there. But I can tell you this, I don't know that it's the choice that any of us would want to be in, just the hope that were able to scratch enough money together so we can eat and his dog can eat. This breaks, maybe it's because we have a dog now that it's changed my outlook on pets because, you know, people, some research says, having, like a pet dog, for example, like you're taking care, you're helping feed, take it, go for a walk, all those things. And there's been so many episodes in the last few months where our dog is usually right next to me, or uh, depending on where I'm at, where we're filming, she'll just be nestled up close to my arm and just take a snooze. She's a dog. She's not going to live forever. I'm a human. I'm not going to live forever. So she barks at other dogs. She barks at sounds. She's a dog. But there is, some kind of evidence out there, with, mental health and that, to have like a support animal could be helpful, can be helpful. And I think that's what Lucy, our dog, has been for me. It's just been really helpful and really neat. Now, does she always go to the bathroom outside? No, no, that that's something we're still working on. But again, she's a dog. We're humans. Like they can understand like a little bit of body movement and at the end of the day, she's a dog. But by being able to pet her and just, have my arm around her and we're just sitting editing a show. That's probably been helpful too. So maybe check that out. Obviously, if you have to check out like with allergies and there's all kind of things we have to figure out before we go ahead and get like a service animal. These these are some of the things again that have helped me. Some you've heard before, some you might not have heard before. My goal outside of reaching and helping at least 3 billion people over the course of my lifetime and beyond is just to say, here's what I'm doing. Maybe you pick one part of it. Maybe you pick two parts. Maybe you find something else that works better for you. So maybe just by watching and listening to this episode, it frees up a little bit of your mind and your headspace to go, I'm going to try this or I'm going to try that. This isn't a popularity contest. Some people think it is. Like, I'm just trying to live and I'm just trying to do the best I can. And I fail way more than I succeed. But I remind you, I'm only human. We're only human. So until next time, let's celebrate the voices of everybody in the world. And let's be a voice for not only ourselves, but maybe somebody else that needs their voice to be shared because they're not able to, or maybe they're in heaven. And so we need to continue doing as much as we can to share those voices, keep them alive, not just in our minds, but across the world. And so let Voices for Voices be that light or one of those lights. So thank you for joining us, for sending our love and support to you. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Voices for Voices podcast and TV show. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.